push-ups. I've been doing sit-ups. I've been doing chin-ups. I've been doing pull-ups. I threw up once, but I'm okay now.
What's up, and welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to the Ysn Power Hour. DJ Yoakley with you. Appreciate you joining us today. Got a good show for you. Lots to talk about. It's Computer Points Tuesday, and we will discuss not only the teams that would be in if the playoffs ended today, but now we've got a great new system that we've kind of adopted. We're going to tell you about that. There's a projection, and Mike Swinehart has done a great job as once again, and he's even put together, yes, a Google sheet. So all you nerds out there, like myself, you'll be able to have a Google sheet to look at and to maybe do some projections of your own. All that coming up today on the Ysn Power Hour. And what we're going to talk about a little bit as well towards the end of the show, if my voice is still there, is this pro fishing. Just, I don't even know how to characterize it other than an absolute you-know-what show. A cluster you-know-what. Whatever there's an expletive that needs to be had in this because it's nuts. I've never seen anything like it before. If you haven't heard about this, you're going to want to tune in and stay tuned in for this because it is bananas. I know I use that word a lot. It is bananas from a standpoint of I've never seen anything like this. It teaches us a lot about people that we can use in our everyday life. We'll just leave it there. But first, before we get started with too much, we want to make sure we get to On This Day in Sports History. Here we go. All right, so here's why I love On This Day in Sports History. First off, happy 10-4, good buddy, out there, October 4th. In 2018, New England's at that time, Tom Brady becomes only the third NFL quarterback to record 500 career touchdown passes as he connects with Josh Gordon in the Patriots' 38-24 win over the Indianapolis Colts in Foxboro. Now, here's what's interesting. Yesterday, I guess 2 days ago now, Aaron Rodgers accomplished that very task in I believe, against the Patriots, if I'm not mistaken. So that's pretty cool. And then if you watched that game last night, wow. Or I guess it was on Sunday night. I don't even know who the 49ers played last night. My days are all confused at this point. Tom Brady is starting to look mortal. And I know there's a lot going on in his life. There's divorce rumors. For some reason, Antonio Brown sticking his nose in there. As always, typically, with Giselle. It's crazy to me. But for the first time in his career, Thomas, and he's got like 6 middle names, Brady, looks mortal. Pat Mahomes looked like he was the real deal the other night. He looked like he was on a mission, and Brady just looked like he was trying to do anything he could to get back to the days of old, the days where he was throwing 500 touchdown passes. He was having a tough time the other night, and I know that the head coach, Todd Bowles, was taking a lot of it. But at the end of the day, when you're QB1, when you're the leader, unequivocally, you're the one that gets handed the sword, and you got to figure out if you're going to take it to somebody else or take it to yourself. And what usually Tom Brady is really good at is taking slaying the sword, or slaying himself with the sword, as opposed to going after his teammates. And he kind of, at least in my interpretation, the guy kind of slayed up his running mates, so to speak, this week, and saying that he needs some help. Thought OBJ might be a great pickup on the way. I think Buffalo, I don't know if it was fake news, but I think Buffalo ended up getting OBJ. So you got that. And we'll have to confirm that one. I saw it come across my my timeline, but I'm not sure if that was legit or if that was fake, because I think we would have heard a little bit more about that if it were real, but I digress. So yeah, I thought that was interesting to start the show. But you people are tuned in for one reason only, and that is for, naturally, the computer points. And since I had a little snafu before the show, I got to pull it back up. So please give me a moment here as we pull it up, and it should be good to go. There we go. All right, so we're going to do a little different this week. So again, Mike Swinehart, who is I'm going to start calling him Mike Sweetheart, because he is awesome with this stuff, a superhero when it comes to things of this nature, has pulled up what he likes to call the Joe Idol computer points for YSN schools. Okay. A lot of time has gone into this. He's got all kinds of stuff. That's as big as I can make it, folks. So sorry if you have to squint. I'm going to break it down for you anyway. So let the good times roll here. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit, because this is what's interesting. We're going to start today outside of the teams that would have made it if the playoffs ended today, because there's a team that's really interesting. And I don't know if you can see this or not on your screen. Crestview falls in as the number 42 team at 2-4 with 1.7778 points. And I got to turn my screen so I can read it with my awesome glasses. So that puts them at number 22 in D6 Region 21. Their next game is against Garfield, which is going to be a tall task. However, when you look at this, Drew Pastor, who has become another hero of mine for what he does, especially here in Ohio and especially with local teams that we can follow, he projects Crestview, to finish as the number 14 seed in Region 21. That is, he's looking ahead. He's looking at the teams that Crestview is going to play, including Garfield this week. I don't know if that projection includes a win over Garfield, but it sure looks like Drew's got Crestview being the number 14 seed, which would be sneaking in the playoffs in Region 21, which is very interesting. Very interesting. You can see the other teams that are kind of out if it ended today as well. Another team that would be out if it ended today, but is now projected to finish in the playoffs, Western Reserve. Western Reserve is listed as our number 38 team at 2-5, 2.75 points. Number 17 as we speak in D7 Region 25. And they've got a battle, and I mean a battle, with a red-hot Springfield team coming up this Friday. They are projected to get to number 16 in Region 25 when it's all said and done. That's exciting news if you're John Armedian and that team. That's really exciting news. Stuff that'll get you up on a Friday night, but it'll keep you up on a Thursday night too. Now we look at the teams that would be in. 37, we got Wellsville, 2.89 points, listed as number 16 in D7 Region 25. They've got a big battle, and I mean big, coming up with United. This is on Friday. They are projected to be out of the playoffs when things end in a few weeks. Projected as the number 17 finisher in Region 25. Now, that can either take you to another level, that can inspire you, or that can shut you down. Because if you're Wellsville, you've had a couple of tough games in a row. Southern put 60 up on you. Lisbon I think they put 60 up on you. And now you're going to United, and United's going to need a launch pad for the next couple weeks. They're going to dial up some offense. But if you can stop them, if you can have your defense be what your defense has been all year long, and that's stingy when you got playmakers on it, I like Wellsville. I like Wellsville to beat this and to sneak into the playoffs. Now, I think they'll be a 16 seed. But, I mean, you look at what Crestview, we talked about Crestview already. There's a little sneaking that can happen. Depends on your strength of schedule, but certainly a win over United would be a nice start in that direction if you're the Wellsville Tigers. Liberty, listed at 2-4 as the number 36 team. They would be out right now. They would be at number 18 in Region 17, Division 5, if it all ended today. And they get to go up against Newton Falls, which I think is going to be a great matchup. Now, I'm hearing some things about some potential player issues that Liberty might have, some disciplinary issues that might bode well for Newton Falls. But if they can get that stuff cleared up, Liberty just had the biggest win, I think, quietly, the biggest win of the season over Champion last week. And now they're projected, they're number 17 18 right now. They're projected at 17. What can they do to carve their stake out in this region, in this division? I don't know if there's anything, but a win over Newton Falls would certainly go a long way in doing so. Niles is listed at 35. Niles with a very tough loss to South Range. That's not going to help them. With a 2-5 record, listed at 3.4 points. Number 19 in Division 13. October 7th, they meet Struthers, who, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, have been red hot. Red hot. That game against South Range, I will look back forever and point to as the day that Struthers earned their stripes. And I know Wildcats don't necessarily have stripes, but these Wildcats do. Because even in a loss, they learned a lot about themselves. They learned a lot about who potentially they can be the rest of the way. Now, here's what's, I almost said the bad word. Here's what's crappy. They are projected, this is Niles, to finish as the number 20 seed in Region 13. So basically what this boils down to for me for Niles is that the Red Dragons can put a nice game plan together. Coach Perry can lock things down. If they can get a win over Struthers, I think, now I'm no Drew, but I think you could sneak in at 16. You'd have to do some hopping like it's Easter season. But I think a win over Struthers does a world of difference for this Niles McKinley team. Let's look at Lakeview at 34. 3-4. That's kind of interesting. 3-4 at number 34 with 3.74 points. They're listed as number 16, so they're hanging on by the skin of their teeth in D5 Region 17, and they've got Poland coming up, who, just like Struthers, Poland has proven to be a tough out moving forward. It was like they played South Range and said, we're done. That's enough. Lakeview, it's going to be a tough game for them. And even tougher because Drew Pastor says you're projected to finish number 19. So you're supposed to drop 3 spots in the next 3 weeks. And the Bulldogs will be on the outside looking in Region 17. So what do the Bulldogs have to do? I mean, it's easy for all these teams. And it's going to be like a broken record. That sounds really bad because my voice is atrocious. But I will tell you this, just win, baby. Just like the Las Vegas Raiders, just win, baby. That's what Lakeview has to do. Is beating Poland going to be a challenge? Yes. Is it impossible? No. Lakeview needs to bring that same steam that they did at the beginning of the season to play this Poland team. And if they do that, not only do they have a 50-50 chance, I think they got a better chance. It's a home game for Lakeview. Use that to your advantage. Poland's not going to care, but your kids should. Because when you see this, this should inspire you. Somebody saying you're not going to make the playoffs, and if it ended right now, you would. Prove them wrong. Pie Valley coming in at 33 at 3-4 as well. 4.15 points. Number 14 in D6, Region 21. And they've got Conneaut, which is another great Ashtabula fight that we're going to see coming up this Friday. Good news for Pie Valley. If the season ended today, you're in. Bad news for Pie Valley. Drew Pastor says, yeah, it's not ending today, and there's 3 more weeks, and we're projecting you to finish outside of the 16 teams that are invited to the tournament. Projected to finish number 18. Now, I don't know a ton about Pymatuning Valley. I'll be completely honest with you. But what I do know is they are a physical, just dedicated football team and a great program. And you are not going to, this isn't a word, kids don't use this at home, you're not going to out-physical Pie Valley. Conneaut, again, another team that we're going to talk about in a little bit here, listed just over 10 points higher, or 10 spots higher, I should say. Not going to be easy for Conneaut. Conneaut is 5-2. Pie Valley is 3-4. This is not a walk in the park for Conneaut, but it's certainly not going to be a walk in the park for Pie Valley. But it is a home game. It is going to be chilly. Typically, chilly weather games are advantageous to the home team. You got your home locker room. You have your parents can give you hot hands from the sidelines. You can get a cup of cocoa if you really need. I mean, I've never seen it, but I imagine it's possible. I'm just saying that this is going to be a game you're probably going to want to be at firsthand. Not even watching on YSN. A game you're going to want to punch that ticket for. Pie Valley Conneaut this Friday. A lot on the line for Pie Valley. So I'm going to take a quick swig here. Stay with me. See if that helps my voice at all a little bit. Jackson Milton comes in at 32. 5-2 football team. A lot of critics. A lot of analytics. A lot of people that I don't know what the proper terminology is. Like, all over Jackson Milton. Listen, the Jays are in. The Jays are in. Not only are they in right now, if it ended, at 5-2, they're projected to be the 13th seed when it's all said and done. They're number 13 now in D6. That means there's not a whole lot of room for losses. There's not a whole lot of room for moving and shaking. At Division 6 level, you know who's waiting for him anyway. We've talked about it a lot on this show. Kirtland's hanging out in the shadows, just like a badass ninja waiting for that next opponent. And not that Jackson Milton needs to, I don't say necessarily fear Kirtland, but with Alex Chiavi, a little bit different look. Maybe a little bit more like a South Range. Now, we all know how that's fared for the Raiders. But with Jackson Milton sitting at 32, I don't think they're just going to be happy to make it to the playoffs. They're looking to make a stamp on this season. And Chiavi's had a great season thus far. They got a test against Waterloo, at the Lou. And it's going to be interesting because Waterloo is a team that you just never count out. You never count out. A lot of people counted out Mineral Ridge. A lot of people are going to count out Waterloo on this game. I'm excited about Jackson Milton. There's no doubt in my mind. But you got to be equally as excited for one of these teams to knock them off. Some of these teams that don't have opportunities for the playoffs now, they're projected out and not even by a close margin. The teams like Waterloo, Mike DeVries is going to say, hey, you control your destiny. How do you want to remember your season? All the hard work, all the dedication. I know what Jackson Milton's going to want to remember. Coach DeVries is going to say, hey, here's your opportunity. Wreck it. Wreck it, kid. A little bit of Hollywood thrown in there. It was, For the Love of the Game, I think? Jackson Milton projected to finish as the 13th seed, so not a whole lot of moving and shaking going on for the Blue Jays, but a lot of people anticipating on the Blue Jays walking through at least this week at Waterloo. I say that's upset alert, possibly. So keep that one on lock as well. Champion falling in at 31, 3-4 record, 4.35 points. Excuse me, that's 4.36, I think. Number's a little bit small. They're listed number 15 in Region 17. They got a game coming up at the beautiful Camel Memorial Stadium. And let me tell you, I do think Champion wins this game. I think a lot of people are surprised about Liberty from last week. I think Champion is going to be the angry team this week. I think they're going to try to take it out on Camel. But as we've always said, there's two different ways that you can respond, right? Two different ways. You can respond like a lion and go tear the you-know-what out of everybody in your path. Or you can go out like a lamb. Champion's got some decisions to make. And Camel has some say in this too. They really do. We're going to take a break. When we come back, the top 30 here on YSN will be talked about. Don't go anywhere.
It means the world to me to know that what we're doing is impacting people. And whether it's simply, I got to watch my son or daughter when I was out of town, or we just love watching YSN. We love what you do for our son or daughter. So whenever someone says thank you or someone is appreciative of what we're doing, it tells me everyone at YSN is doing what we initially set out to do, which is shine a light on these athletes and help them kind of promote themselves. My name's Anthony Hartwig, and my sports network is your sports network.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, we offer a worry-free experience for all our customers. From sales to financing and even service, we'll help build your perfect vehicle
and lock in your trade value
while your vehicle is being built.
No worries.
We guarantee financing,
regardless of your situation or credit history.
No worries. And when your vehicle needs service,
our award-winning team will get you back on the road.
No worries.
That's what going the extra mile means. Only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Change. This one word can make you break out in a cold sweat. But with change comes wisdom, experience, and understanding. At Myers Family Insurance, we can help make changes in Medicare, insurance, and retirement a positive experience for you and your family. We've gone through changes, like our new office and new faces to help our family of clients too.
For all your Medicare needs, call Myers Family Insurance. Check us out online at MyersFamilyINS.com or find us on Facebook.
You're not waiting to see what the world has in store for you. It's more about what you have in store for the world. All you need is the opportunity. All you need are the resources of a large university and the advantages of a personalized academic setting where you can experience new worlds in the arts and sciences, business, and education and make them your own. We are where you shape your future. We are Youngstown State University and proud.
Hi, I'm Colin Chupa.
And I'm Kelsey Clem from K-Squared Marketing.
Our boutique marketing firm specializes in media planning and buying, public relations, event marketing strategies, and strategic sponsorships.
We can integrate our services with your existing game plan, or we can be your entire marketing team.
Your goals, our game plan.
Let's win together. Call K-Squared Marketing at 330-623-2323. 888-272-2730 or visit ksquared.marketing to learn more.
And welcome back, everybody. DJ Yoakley here with you. Appreciate you hanging out. I appreciate the kind words that I'm getting. I'm getting text messages and messages during the break. I'm trying. I'm doing my best. So hang with me. I apologize if it's a crappy voice. I'm here trying to live it for you. It's trying to battle what the season's changing and stuff like that. So we have made it through the bottom 30, essentially. And now we remove the top 30, or we get to the top 30, I should say, that we're going to talk about here. And look at this. I mean, there's a lot of green on that board. And the 30 spot, a team that has been really impressive, ladies and gentlemen. This is not being facetious. This is not being Homer. The Lisbon Blue Devils, 2 wins over their opponents in the last 2 weeks after everybody has counted them out. This week at 4-3, the Blue Devils with 5.35 computer points listed at number 11 in D7 Region 25. And they get Letonia, who was yet to win a game. One of 2 teams in the EOAC that have yet to win a ball game. Columbiana being the other one. And I think Letonia has the short end of the stick here because Lisbon is putting up some unbelievable points. Austin Daly, your NST Sports Performance Play of the Week with a 101-yard pick 6. They are hitting their stride at the right time. We will be there live on Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, depending on where you're at. And we will be talking to a lot of the Blue Devils. Sounds like it's going to be a good time. Sounds like the marching band's going to be there, cheerleaders. So if you're not doing anything, make sure you tune in 5 p.m. on Thursday for YSN primetime. But back to Lisbon, they're projected to finish number 11 seed. So Drew Pasture not thinking that Lisbon's going to do a ton of moving and shaking either. A lot of these teams, as you get a little bit higher, there's nowhere for them to really go. There's no climb for them to have. There's no footing to climb that mountain. So it's just kind of win and stay in as opposed to lose and kind of like musical chairs. You don't want to be that last guy dancing around, having a good time when somebody's stealing your prom date. Checking in at 29 is going to be Struthers, 3-4 again. Don't have to talk about the Wildcats a whole lot because we already did. 5.69 points, number 14 in D4, Region 13. They've got a game against Niles at Niles. While I think that is going to be a tougher game than many may think, I think that Struthers is built for this time of year. Projected to finish number 12 seed, so they're saying they'll climb a little bit, the Wildcats. They'll climb from that 14 seed to the 12 seed. So we'll see how things go with Niles this week. To 28, we go. The team that everybody fell out of love with, out of favor, whatever way you want to say it, the Springfield Tigers at 3-4. I told you so. I told you so. 5.84 points at number 9 in D7. The Tigers are really knocking on the door to have not only a playoff game, but a home game. Now, they do have Western Reserve at Western Reserve, which I think is going to be a slobber knocker. And Drew Pasture says, hey, Tigers, you're finished number 10, just outside. So they would play who? The 7 seed in Region 25, which I think is a bigger problem for the 7 seed than pretty much anywhere else in the divisions. This is the one I don't agree with. This is the one I do not like at all. We had Troy Davis on running point today. Louisville with a big win over Green. Now 2-5 on the year. 5.9214 computer points. They're number 18. They wouldn't be in right now. They wouldn't be in right now. And a game at Glen Oak, that would get them in. A win at Glen Oak would get them in. But Drew Pasture says, yeah, I like them at 18. In Region 9, that's where they're going to stay, at least in his projections. So Louisville Wouldn't be in if it ended today, even though the points are stacking up. They got a big one over Green. That launched them into the stratosphere. Boardman, ladies and gentlemen, would be in today. They would be in today at 4-3, even after that loss to Harding. 6.02 points. They're in at 16. I think that's where they were last week. D2, Region 5. The game at Dover, that is going to be tough for the Spartans. Not impossible, but tough nonetheless. They're projected to finish at number 20 in Region 5, which means Drew's projecting the Boardman Spartans go on a little bit of a slide down that ladder. It's going to be interesting. It's a very young team. They can shock you. They've hung with some teams. They beat some teams. 4 of them, as a matter of fact. But they've also lost some games they probably shouldn't have. Edgewood in at 25, 6.36 points, number 13, D4 Region 13. They go to Chagrin Falls. Well, actually, excuse me. They host Chagrin Falls. They are projected to finish number 17. So they're projected, the Warriors, to slide down from 13 right now to 17 over the next 3 weeks. Move this up a little bit. Things start to get interesting after here. Not a whole lot of red. Not a whole lot of red if you go to the top. Let's talk United football. 6-1 overall. The Eagles at number 24. 6.6 points. According to the computer. Thank you, computer. Listed as number 10 in D6 Region 21. They play Wellsville at home on the grass. Projected to finish as the number 8 seed and host a home game in Region 21. Let me tell you something about DJ Ogilvy. He gets his guys inspired each and every week. Underdog mentality. And United has been accustomed to it. They're there for it. They appreciate it. And they are dangerous. Very dangerous. Luke Courtney, big dog of the valley this week, does it all, including winning voting championships. Watch out for United. Looks like they're going to be on the rise here. 10 now, projected at 8. Cardinal Mooney. My team yesterday, we talked about under the radar, 4-3. Mooney with one of the tougher schedules in all of the Valley. Gets 6.8 points, listed at number 11. They're in right now. D5, Region 17. They got Harding. A winnable game for Mooney. At Harding. At Mollenkoff. A winnable game. And obviously with everything that's going on outside of just the football team, everything that's going on campus, thoughts and prayers with everybody at Mooney, both families that had to deal with this week. Not for nothing, this can be something that inspires a team the rest of the year. And Mooney's been going through this all year. They've had a bad hand. And they've really made the best of it and making people proud that are both with us and those that aren't. They're projected to finish as the number 15 seed in Region 17. So this could be interesting for the Cardinal Mooney Cardinals. Hubbard, 5-2 at the 22 spot for us. 7.1154 points. Fixed in at number 12 right now in D4, Region 13. They go to Girard. Now this is going to be a telltale game of who has what. Girard missing some components. Hubbard looking for some components. Both teams hungry for this victory because Girard doesn't exactly have a easy road to hoe the rest of the way. Neither does Hubbard. But the Eagles projected to finish number 13. So I'm going to guess that Drew Pasture picks Hubbard to win this game and lose to South Range in 2 weeks. That's my guess. I don't know that for sure. At number 21, Conneaut, we talked about them already. 5-2 on the season, 7.14 points, number 9 in D5, Region 17. They play Pie Valley at Pie Valley, projected to finish as number 8 seed. So there's a little bit of a climb there for Conneaut if they want it. Get a home game, a little bit of inspiration. Let's get to the 20 spots. Brookfield, 6-1, 8.2 points. Number 8, D6, Region 21. They play LeBray on Friday. Projected to be the number 6 seed in Region 21 when it's all said and done. What I like about the Warriors, they have lost the first game. They kept their mouth shut. Coach Clark has told them, listen, I want you to be tested. Ursuline's one of the best teams in all the land. Good. Not that you wanted the L. Take the L and beat that you-know-what at everybody else. And Brookfield has done exactly that. The Warriors are on a mission. And I think they get LeBray this week. I think they continue, and I think that projection is pretty good at number 6 in Region 21. You look at Garfield, 6-1, listed at number 19, 8.52 points. I really like this G-Men team. They're number 8, home game if it ends. They're going to Crestview, projected as the number 6 team in Region 17. We know what's waiting for them. Might as well take a home game or two if you can get it. But I'll tell you what, Garfield cannot look past teams like Crestview. We told you, Crestview is a dangerous team. They're looking for a reason to be included. A win over Garfield would do just that for the Rebels. Garfield has to watch their step. Play Garfield, play G-Men football, which we all appreciate, playing in the phone booth. You don't know who's going to get the football. But if I know Paul Cusick, and I know him pretty well, he's always got something up his sleeve for teams like this. And he's playing inspired football right now. He's disappointed. I think everybody in Crestview is disappointed with the way the season is shaking out. But at the end of the day, just keep in mind, those teams with the least to lose have the most opportunities in front of them. Garfield projected to finish number 6, Region 17. Let's get to Mineral Ridge, team we're very acquainted with since last week. 6-1. Coach Shader and the boys, 8.62 points. Then you have, they're listed at number 7 in D6 Region 21. They got Sebring. At Sebring. Should not be an issue for this Mineral Ridge team. I think they've silenced the doubters. I think the Ridge boys tune up. I think they get their varsity guys, their starters out, the reserves in, and you wait for that matchup in Week 9 against Lowville, which I think is going to be, without a shadow of a doubt, one of the best games of the slate in Week 9. Although Ridge projected by Drew Pasture to finish as number 10 in Region 21. So a little bit of a slide for the Rams. Must mean that they're supposed to lose to Lowville. I will wait for that subscription. I'll wait for the movie to come out on that one. Not that I'm saying Lowville won't win. Not that I'm saying Ridge will. I want to see it. I want to see it. Is Lowville sleeping? Ridge could sneak up on them. I think it's at Ridge, which would be even more scrumptious. Valley Christian, old ball coach, number 17, 7-0, 8.68 points. In the computer, number 6 in D6 Region 21. They've got Southern. That's enough to be said. That is enough to be said right there, because I think Drew Pasture has Valley Christian losing to Southern. Just from looking at this, sure looks like that's the projection he's putting forward, because he has the Eagles projected to finish number 7 in Region 21. I don't know who they would lose. They have Southern this week, Palestine Week 10. I don't know who else they have. They already played Wellsville. If you know, shout it out. I don't know off the top of my head who they're playing in week 9. But it might be could be an interesting game. But I think this game decides the EOAC. If Southern wins, obviously it doesn't. But I think this game, ultimately, if Southern wins, Southern's a very tough team. Coach Wright has the boys down there believing, but so does Coach Hake. I can't wait to see this game. Can't wait to watch it here on Audible Call on Friday night. On to the number 16 seed, Lakeside at 5-2, 8.7 points. Number 12 in Division II, Region 5. They're playing Kirtland. Yo-oh. They're projected as the number 12 seed are the Dragons. What a statement win it would be for Lakeside if they would win. And that's crazy, talking about a D2 team beating a D6 team and saying it would be a statement win for the D2 team. But it would be. And it's crazy to think that it would probably propel Lakeside right up those charts because of the wins that Kirtland has on their docket already. Go Dragons. That's all I'm saying. Southern Indians at 7-0 find themselves at the 15 seed, 8.9 points. Number 5 in D7, Region 25. This Friday they play Valley Christian. I already talked about it. Rich Wright will have his boys ready. They don't pass a lot. Or at least they haven't had to, I guess is the better way to put it. When they pass, they usually score, which is crazy to think about. 2 passes, I believe, in the game 2 weeks ago against Wellsville. One of them went for a touchdown. Going to be a great game. They are projected to finish number 4 seed in Region 25. Home game. Team nobody's talking about, Salem. 5-2 quietly. 9.1 points. Number 9 in Division 4, Region 13. They get Carrollton. Is this a Salem team that we can believe in? A win over Carrollton, what does that do for your psyche? As someone that may or may not vote in the power rankings. Just someone who watches football and says, pass the eye test. If Salem beats Carrollton, are they legit? They are the most disrespected 5-2 team by far in the state of Ohio. By far. Does that change if they get a home win over Carrollton? They're projected to finish the 7th seed in Region 13. I think it does. I think if they beat Carrollton, they put their flag in the ground and they say, this is who we are. Your number 14 team, Salem. Number 13, Lowellville. Now, this is a low rating for them. 7-0, 9.4, number 3 in Division 7, Region 25. A game at McDonald. Not an easy game. McDonald's not going to roll over. Vinny and his pals know that. But there's not a whole lot of room for Lowellville to climb the charts. If they win out, and I'm assuming Drew Pasture thinks Lowellville is going to win out, they'll remain as the number 3 seed in Region 25. A little bit scary for Lowellville. Because that 3 seed is a little bit crazy. That's where you can get into some bad matchups in that second round. Poland listed at 12, 9.94 points. They're 4-3 on the year. They have turned on the NOS. Now at number 6 in Division 4, Region 13, they play at Lakeview. Playing inspired football right now. Coach Pav and the boys has them on the right track. They're projected to make the playoffs at number 6 in Region 13. That'll be extremely interesting moving forward to see what Poland team shows up on a week-to-week basis. Edison. Everybody had a problem with Edison being on the power rankings. Edison showing why they deserve to be in the computer rankings. 7-0, 10.7 points. Number 5 in Division 5, Region 17, hosting Harrison Central this Friday. Projected to finish number 5. So I'm assuming they think Edison's going to win out. I'm assuming, pardon me, the Wildcat, we had people saying, who's Edison? Well, Edison's going to show you. Because what most people don't know is Edison in the same region as South Range. That's going to be a test for all of this, all of the marbles. Because all we've heard about is how easy Edison's schedule has been this year. Yes, they beat a D3 team. That D3 team has no wins. I like Edison. I like him a lot. And I like the underdog. Would I pick them over some teams like South Range? I'm going to leave that for your imagination. But they're projected to finish at number 5 in Region 17. So that's saying something. That's a tough region. Jefferson, listed at 10. 10.85 points. Number 5, as a matter of fact, in Division 4, Region 13. They play South Range. Yeah. I felt Jefferson last week. Sammy Torres talked me into it. Thought it was going to be a really good idea. And then I don't know what happened. All I do know is South Range is coming up, and if you don't hit them in the mouth quick and you don't hit them with your best punch in that first or second series, probably going to be a long day for you at the office. Drew Pastor says he's projecting the Falcons to finish as number 9 in Region 13. Let's go to Beaver Local. Number 9, 5-2. Maybe they're the most disrespected 5-2 team. Maybe that's them. 11.2 points. Number 4 in Division 13. They've rattled off 5 straight victories. Now they play Creek at home. They're projected to go up to number 2. Number 2 in Region 13. So you got to believe that Beaver Local is a favorite to win this game against Indian Creek this Friday night, which that's always a war. That is always a war. Then you got West Branch, 6-1, arguably the best 6-1 team. Arguably. I mean, you're going to see a lot of them here in the next few selections. West Branch, 11.6. Number 2 in Division 4, Region 13. They got Alliance. They're going to prove it. They're number 2 right now. Drew Pastor has them at number 1 when it's all said and done. Which means he picks them to win. Like, you can't lose a game now and still be number 1. Alliance and Salem are 2 out of those 3 matchups. That should be enough to put you at number 1. The Big Green looking to be the top seed in Region 13 when it's all said and done. Drew DeShields and the boys. See if you can do it. Girard, 5-2, 11.9 points. Number 1 in Division 4, Region 13. They go against Hubbard. Projected as the number 3 seed in Region 13. Now, here's where I wonder how much of the human element goes into these picks. I wonder how much Drew Pastor knows about if a player's out, if your quarterback's out, if your coach is out, if he can't identify. He's got so much to do. It's not that I don't think Girard can do it. I just don't think they will. I think losing your star-studded quarterback is enough to devastate teams. And I'm not trying to take a hit out on Gerard here, but you have to believe, and understand that when you have all that talent wrapped up in that one position and you lose that young man or you lose that player, it is going to hurt. It's almost like playing the stock market, right? If you put all your eggs in one basket and that stock drops, you're in big trouble. And not that Gerard had much of a choice, but you certainly feel for him. You certainly feel for him. They were my team yesterday, that if one thing went one way or another, Gerard has a completely different season. I would have liked to see what happened if Nick Bengala was healthy against South Range and last week as well. Completely different Gerard team. Completely different. We'll see how it goes the rest of the year for Gerard. Above them at number 6, the Ysn Irish, 5-2. There's another 5-2 team. Disrespected. Some say by us. I don't agree. 13.7 points, number 4 in D3 Region 9. They play Villa Angela St. Joe. Whew. They can finish, or they're projected to finish rather, at number 3 in Region 9. So I'm guessing, without looking at the schedule, they're picking Ysn to win this week or next week, because you got Mooney in week 10, the Holy War. I'm not sure that you can garner much in the way of points off of Mooney, but it might be another situation where the teams above you might slide down because they have a tough schedule as well. Either way, Ysn's going to be a bear in the playoffs. An absolute bear. How about number 5, Warren JFK? You want to talk about a bear? 6-1. No game this week. Resting up for the playoffs. Listed as number 1 in Division 7, Region 25. Again, no game. Projected to finish as the 1 seed in Region 25. I know I criticized coaches last week for playing or not playing or schedule. This was not their fault. JFK was ready to play a game. Why would you put your kids through, if a game is canceled due to whatever, short of players, illness, whatever, why would you put yourself through it and your players through playing someone who you don't have to play just to get a game in if you know you're going to play past 10 weeks? Kids are supposed to be promised 10 weeks of football. JFK is going to get that, whether they play this week or not. Give them a bye week, rest up, get better, get healthy, and on we march. Blue storm cometh. Number 4, 6-1, Cheney. Lots of heat over this one. Lots of heat. Ysn beat Cheney, still ahead of them in the charts. 15.3 points, number 3 in Division 3, Region 9. They got Howland at Howland. And Cheney is being projected to slide down the rankings at number 4, which coincidentally, that means Ysn takes over their spot. Very interesting. Very interesting. Austintown Fitch comes in at number 3, 6-1. Again, another team that arguably best 6-1 team in not only the area, but in all of the state. 16.5 points. Number 4 in D2, Region 5. They got Wadsworth. And Fitch projected to launch up to the number 2 spot in the next 3 weeks in Region 5, and obviously have a home game and all kinds of stuff, and just be second fiddle. That's it. Number 1's not out of the question. Is it? We'll find out. Number 2, Canfield, 5-1, 16.79 points. Number 2 in D3, Region 9. They've got Youngstown East. They're projected to finish at number 2, which means they're going to steadfast coming off a bye week. The Cardinals, a lot of people forgot about them last week. They're back. It's going to be a big number probably. for the Cards this week, so keep your eye on that one. And finally, the number one team, 7-0. Your South Range Raiders, 17.39 points. Number one in Division 5, Region 17. They take on Jefferson at Jefferson and projected to take the number one seed in Region 17 when it's all done. I'm not going to bore you with the details. Naturally, I think South Range is going to do what South Range does throughout the rest of this. And now people are jumping on that bandwagon, which I'm fine with. I'm here for it. But just don't crush my Raiders. Don't be saying that I'm some kind of homer that jumped on the bandwagon. I've been here for a day or two. It's going to be interesting. Amos says Wellsville is week 9 for, I'm going to guess, Valley? Yes, that's got to be it. Got to be it. Thank you, Amo. Appreciate you as always. All right, real quick. Let's make this our spark, as a matter of fact. I think it's a combination. I think we can do this. All right, it's your Joe Dickey Electric. What's your spark? Presented by Joe Dickey Electric. Anything commercial, residential, anything electrical, you have to go and check out our friends at DickeyElectric.com, as well as their beautiful campus, BEA, beautiful campus in North Lima. Tell Eric Carlson I said hello. So this had every bit of my attention yesterday, and it's probably really, really, I don't know, passionate driven. Part of it's financial, part of it's chaos, part of it's drama, part of it. There's a lot of stuff that go into this. I saw it on Channel 21 on FMJ, but I saw it earlier and I didn't realize it was that big of a problem until Matt Stone did a story on it. I watched it. I rewatched it. I went to Twitter, which you need to go to, and type in Pro Fishing Lake Erie. There are far too many extracurricular words that I choose not to show or choose not to have on our show. But if you haven't seen this pro fishing thing, this debacle, 2 guys went out, and apparently, this is hearsay, they've been doing this for a while. There's a lot of speculation of cheating in the pro fisherman ranks. They go out and they stuff their fish with lead balls, like weighted balls, in the fish that are surrounded or are padded by fillets of another fish in the belly. Like, they're not cutting them open. They're stuffing it down this fish's gullet. And then they're getting weighed in. Like, they're weighing these fish that someone said, that looks like a 6-pound fish. And it turns out to be over 8 pounds. So whoever was in charge of the tournament this past weekend, I don't know if he just got skeptical, he got emotional, but he just decided to cut open these fish, to fillet these fish, and start popping out one after the next, these weighted balls and these fillets that have been stuffed with the balls in between into a crate or a bucket. People are going crazy, like wanting to fight these guys. And I was like, all right, this is a little dramatic, until I learned that they're giving up prizes of $150,000. These guys have made hundreds of thousands of dollars, according to the report, up to this point, and also have been awarded boats. Like, you can win a fishing boat, not like the one that your pap has. It's one like the guy from Hangover 3 has. Chow. These are freaking awesome. So you have to go watch it. Kids cannot be in the room. Kids, it is earmuff time from that. You need, like, go watch it in the bathroom, go watch it in the bed, close the door. No kids. I'm telling, because it's just F word, F word, F word. But if you like that kind of stuff, if you like drama, if you just like to just mouth open, just like, what? You need to check it out. It was unbelievable. And I watched it virally, probably way more than I should. Cannot wait. My wife wants to see it. I forgot to tell her about it. She's going to go. She's going to, why would somebody do this? She loves the story. I told her the story. But it's going to be good. You need to check it out too. That is the spark. Don't know if it's positive or negative, but it's a spark nonetheless. Mardell says it was crazy. I agree with you, buddy. I agree with you. And that's exactly what I was doing. Laughing, crying emoji. Could not get enough. Could not get enough. Tomorrow on our show, another good one for you. Richie will be back. We'll talk about all the great things, not only in the world of sports here locally, but we'll try to regionalize some other things as well. I think we're going to talk some volleyball power rankings tomorrow and mix in a little bit of football and golf, because those district tournaments, I believe, are happening right now. So we will break things down for you here on the Ysn Power Hour. Maybe we'll have a guest or two. Don't know. You just never know from day to day. Anyway, my name is DJ Oakley. Thanks for hanging with me. Thanks for being my voice, because I don't have one right now. We'll see you out there. Have a great day. Be blessed, and take care of one another.